From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And this opening dynamic kickoff not going to be returned. It'll come out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Yellow, yellow.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Mahomes. He throws it on the move but can't connect as that falls incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. That would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. On play action, here's Nix. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Throwing Nix. Eluding the pressure right. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown Broncos. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Broncos are on the board first here on the road in Kansas City. So it takes them just 3 plays here to find the end zone. And you remember, of course, this was all set up by their defense.
Yeah, they got the stop on 4th down, so I imagine the offense said to their defense, thank you very much for this great starting field position. And like you said, 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one. This is fielded at the 27. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Credit the stop there to Leo Chanel getting into the backfield and stopping him in his tracks. Well, that play never really got off the launching pad. He had a linebacker in his face before he had a chance to do much of anything.
Yeah, I think it's big boys up front, that offensive line. They've got to do a little bit better job of protecting him if they're going to continue to run the option like this.
He's going to go for a big play downfield.
And that's going to be incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Next to the air.
And he'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. Out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down.
Able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now Mahomes. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Yellow.
Mahomes now to throw.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he is trying to get to the marker. Going to depend on the spot, but I'm not sure he got there, and he did not.
So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a third situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Nice chunky yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line.
They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. And that is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Taken in at the 11. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Here's Mahomes to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And that'll fall incomplete. And now it's 3rd down.
The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback, because that was awfully close.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. Here's Matt Ariza now.
Fielded at about the 28. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the 1st half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like, because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge, because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. This is brought in at the 21. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
As they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission.
Flush to his right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up second and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Yellow! Yellow, yellow! They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Mahomes going to throw. Flushed out right. Going deep for Hopkins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And they've been kept off the scoreboard in this first half, but here toward the end, they're trying to change that in one fell swoop, but that winds up incomplete.
The offense stays put. They failed twice already in this first half, but they're going to go a 3rd time here on 4th down.
Come back!
They'll run for it with Pacheco.
And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Broncos are going to get the football back in great field position.
To throw is Nix. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Now it's Nix.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. He takes this to the 15. A flashy juke. That got him a couple extra yards. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
They'll try to run for it. Here's Williams. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. It'll be called a gain of 2, and that'll leave them with some options here on 4th and inches. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be spotted at the 20, so it's a 30-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they're content to take the 3. Somewhat of a conservative call there, opting not to go for it on 4th and inches.
And that's from a team that you and I know is not usually playing it close to the vest. It's a little bit of a surprise that they opted for the 3 instead of going for it.
These two. Where's it?
Final shot before the half from Mahomes.
That's laid out deep for Rice.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Riley Moss.
So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They start the second half here with Williams. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And a loose football. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Well, CD, that's one of those plays you put a mark by. I mean, that could be a big momentum swing here on the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, we may have to revisit it, right? Because if that drive ends up in the end zone, they're sitting pretty at that point. Now, instead, it's a two-score game that has a chance to tighten up considerably.
And out of bounds right around the 20. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Yellow.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. From the gun on third down, Mahomes. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Chiefs are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. To throw, it's Mahomes. Rolling to his right. This is caught. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes hitting his favorite target, Travis Kelce, on the touchdown pass. And the Chiefs take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Now he's loose at the 40. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them,
and he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. And Xavier Worthy from 21 yards away. And the Chiefs have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Extra point by Butker is on target. And the lead is now 14-10. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
We're back now in KC. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. Got a man open. It's Sutton. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll go play action with Nix.
And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
Picked up by Nick Bolton.
And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30.
That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. And Xavier Worthy